For a long time, video games have proven time and time again that they are capable of being even better than movies when it comes to storytelling, allowing for players to immerse themselves in a story that lasts hours and play an active role in it. Stories have become way more focused on with better written narratives, great voice acting, and memorable moments that make single player games feel even bigger. Some games have stories that are mostly told through gameplay, wanting the player to experience as much of the game as possible while still enrapturing the player with the story and actually being fun to play. Other games make the gameplay the second focus instead, allowing for the story to take center stage and develop it more, while sacrificing the gameplay that makes it fun to play with to begin with. However, there are other types of games that exist that allow players to mainly focus on the narratives with very minimal gameplay. Visual novels such as Doki Doki Literature Club or the Danganronpa franchise, God forbid, and choice-based adventure games. Over the years, the amount of choice-based narrative adventure games have gone down significantly. Telltale created a lot of memorable experiences, but unfortunately, they're currently a corpse being dragged along by our hope for a sequel to The Wolf Among Us that we'll probably never get. There was a time, though, a time where these kind of games were taking over the internet. The Walking Dead Telltale games, Until Dawn, or the Dark Pictures games, but one developer that I would say released one of the biggest is Quantic Dream. That game would be Detroit Become Human, another narrative choice-based game centered around playing as androids surrounded by those who don't view them as people, which, I mean, you can guess what that's an allegory for. Detroit was extremely popular and beloved, but there's another game from them, a game that was called a masterpiece and loved for a long time. And that game is none other than Heavy Rain. And you might ask yourself at this moment, well, how good is it really? And I think I might surprise you by saying that this game is actually garbage.
Enough fucking around. You're gonna tell me about the man with the blue car.
Go fuck yourself in the ass.
Okay, hold on.
Fucking journalist!
That was the most emotion I've heard the entire game.
Hello?
Manfred.
Hello? Your call is logged, sir. A police car will be there in a few minutes. I need to know who you are, sir. Sir? Hello?
Heavy Rain is about a series of killings by the Origami Killer, the Origami Killer, who is known for kidnapping boys and locking them in before letting them drown over the course of several days in rainwater, with his most recent kidnapping being Sean Mars. In the game, you play as four different characters. Ethan Mars, the father of Sean, is looking for him during the course of the story. Madison Page, a journalist, is looking into Origami Killer, or Origami Killer, after stumbling upon Ethan at the same motel. Scott Shelby, a private investigator who has been chasing after the killer for years, before meeting with the mother of a past victim who becomes sort of like a partner to him. And Norman Jaden, an FBI agent who uses advanced glasses basically to help him review information for the case, alongside his reluctant partner Blake. Out of all these, Ethan's story is the most interesting because it focuses on solving like different Saw-esque trials to get clues toward where his son is located. The problem with the other stories is that you have stuff like Scott's, which is pretty disconnected from the rest of the story for a lot of what's going on, or Norman too's, in my opinion, suffers from having really uninteresting locations, with the only interesting part being his relationship with Blake and the different suspects you're able to interact with. And I feel like it would have been more interesting if he didn't have the fucking Bruce Wayne Batman fucking glasses that gives him superpowers and lets him solve everything pretty easily. I think it would be more interesting to see him actually solve things as a real detective, but that's just my opinion. And probably the most problematic is Madison. Madison, my sweet Maddie. What they did to you is unforgivable. You see, David Cage is the director of Quantic Dream Games, and he's a bit, how do I put this? He's a massive pervert, and I'm genuinely concerned for the people that he works with. Madison was done so dirty in this game. Almost every scene with her involved is her being sexualized and objectified. Jeez, I can't speak. Sexualized and objectified throughout the entire game. And honestly, hold on, I just dropped my feminist book. I gotta pick it up, but it's like really hard to pick it up because I'm like 6'7", so like I have to reach really far down to get the books. Yeah, I picked up my feminist book, and I also have enough money to take care of and support a woman and any of anything she wants in the future. Moving on, that came up organically, but moving on. Now, before some chuckle fuck starts whining about how I just hate the idea of a woman being attractive, first, shut the fuck up. Second, the problem is that it isn't like Bayonetta where she's confident in embracing her own sexuality, because instead this is forced on Madison the whole time. In her first sequence, she's barely clothed the entire time, and you see her fully naked as she takes a shower. And before any of you dumbasses go, well, Ethan was in the shower, Madison's scene is longer, and right after this, she puts on the same same outfit before getting chased around by robbers. And this scene meant nothing because they dropped her insomnia plot, like, besides like 2 throwaway lines in separate parts of the story. She also gets forced to dance with this criminal she has to talk to, and it gets to a point where he holds her at gunpoint and forces her to strip and dance. Although I will admit this part was a little funny. Then there's this other part where she gets knocked out by a doctor, which, if you're like me, you didn't fall for him spiking your drink, and he'll just whack you over the head anyway. You then wake up strapped down to a table with this really disturbing scene, and even after escaping, he comes back down for a fight, and multiple times he rubs her ass or spreads her legs. It's just a really pointless scene. Even outside of hostile moments like those, at the motel, the guy in front eye fucks her the whole time. The camera finds any excuse to linger on her butt, and to top it all off, her main purpose of the story is to be Ethan's love interest, and that's it. I could go on and on about all the objectifying and sexist things in this game that really bothers me as a feminist and a 6'7" male with a lot of money, but I don't want to waste my time with this anymore, man. I'm sick of this shit. In fact, I can't even finish recording this audio right now. I'm going to go take a little break. Alright, because I hate myself, I'm back, and now it's time to talk about the voice acting of Heavy Rain. And the voice acting is, well, I mean,
Jason! Jason!
Oh my god.
yeah, the voice acting in this game is downright horrible at times, with there being no dialect coach from what I could find. A lot of these actors are European and clearly tried, so I don't exactly blame them, but still, Ethan's delivery sounds extremely dead most of the game, to the point where me and my brother kept referring to him as the first android and this prequel to Detroit Become Human. I want to make it clear, Ethan's actor is actually really good. He delivers some lines amazingly, and in the test footage, he does a great job talking more naturally. It's just that when he's forced to put on this voice that seems to be hard for him to properly talk in, it just sounds really bad. Norman is another main character with some questionable voice acting.
You're looking at some pretty solid time inside, Jackie boy.
This fuck-ass fake Boston accent is so obviously faked, but besides that, most of the time his voice shifting from yelling to talking can sound pretty awful. And again, this guy did great on the test footage where you sound a lot more like a human being. The other two main characters, though, are well voice acted. Madison can sound a little dead inside sometimes, but then again, I would too if I was working for David Cage as a woman. But her voice is actually pretty impressive compared to the other characters, and considering her actress's regular voice, she sounds a lot different, and it's impressive that she sounds, as if she was from America. Scott also sounds great with some great deliveries from important moments, but I will admit at times it can be a kind of off. Moving on to the actual story of the game, saving Ethan's son is basically the connective thread between all of their stories and is the motivation between all of their actions and why they connect in certain ways, which I will admit is a good idea, and the execution though is a little questionable. I won't spoil who the origami killer is until later on in the video, so if you really don't want to know about that, you should probably click off now before it happens later, because I won't warn you again. I'm just letting you know right now that it will happen. The story of Heavy Rain is messy and struggles from being unfocused at times, as well as most of the characters not having enough proper development, and also just having a pretty weak twist in retrospect with a lot of storylines being introduced and tossed away. The gameplay is what you expect from one of these kind of games, doing quick time events and interacting with the characters through dialogue. It's more engaging than some other choice-based games, but that's not exactly saying much. Overall, if you're fine with the story-focused experience and can look past questionable vocal performances, sometimes crappy storytelling, and objectifying Madison Page, then you might get something out of Heavy Rain on sale for like $10 or whatever the lowest price is. And now it's time to get into the real story. While Ethan is living through a Saw movie, the other characters are usually investigating in some capacity. Their stories all kind of feel similar, because it's usually arriving somewhere, looking for clues, and then running or fighting with someone before it ends, so it all kind of blends together. Now, because I'm trying to be more constructive when I criticize things so that I can actually make my criticism clear that I'm in good faith, my potential solution to this is that some of these narrative problems can go away by only focusing on Ethan or divide the game into a dual protagonist scenario. With probably Ethan and Scott as the two protagonists if I had to choose, Madison and Norman would still be in the game, but instead of supporting characters in Ethan's story, you can still have Madison be this love interest, but instead flesh her out and give her an actual character instead of just being a sex object and give her things to do in the fucking plot that are irrelevant. Norman can even serve as an ally that doesn't believe Ethan is guilty and is a link between him and the police, with Norman helping Ethan in various ways, but also developing Norman as his own character with his own beliefs and morals and conviction. These two can appear as companion characters, each for a certain amount of time, with the presence being slightly limited so Ethan can go through the trials by himself. Scott's campaign, you could tighten up the writing a bit to make the later reveal that he's the origami killer a little bit more logical in the execution. I recorded my brother's reaction to finding out because I thought it was kind of funny.
Don't forget about me, Scotty.
Wait, what?
Damn.
It's crazy.
Oh.
That was the slowest lighting of a match I've ever seen in my life.
Oh.
What? Wait, what? Oh my fucking god. There is literally no fucking shot. I refuse to believe it. There's no way.
What? So, what do you refuse to believe? Ulcer?
I have never been more shocked in my entire life. And I never get shocked at shit like this. I usually see it coming from a mile away, but this? I did not see this one, bro.
If it makes you feel any better, I was actively trying to gaslight you the entire time because I remembered that he was the killer. So I was trying to
Bro,
make you think it was Ethan.
but I was so convinced. It made so much sense for it to be Ethan.
Yeah, that would really help us out.
My brother actually really likes this twist from what I can tell, and I like this twist as well. In theory. I say that because while I think the idea is compelling in a way, it makes no actual sense. What they wanted to do was recontextualize every scene you've had of playing Scott so far, but all they do was shine light on how him being the killer ruins certain moments in the plot. It also is a pretty obvious twist after Lauren gets on the right track and Scott nervously tries to fucking steer her away. My brother caught on to this immediately, but because I had played it before, I tried to gaslight him into thinking it was Ethan instead, so he just believed that for the entire playthrough. Outside of that not making any sense and being kind of obvious after that one scene, which should have been cut in my opinion to make the mystery more interesting, it's an interesting idea, but his motivations are weakened by the end. The whole point was that because his father didn't help his brother John while he was dying in the rainwater, he started kidnapping kids to test their fathers, focusing on the question of how far would you go to save your loved ones. He particularly wanted to see if they'd be willing to trade their life for their kid as well, but even after doing all the trials correctly and sacrificing his life for his child, he still tries to kill Ethan in the end, which kind of goes against fucking everything that you stand for. Why would you kill the one father who actually manages to save his son? It also makes little sense as to why he would even test Ethan. It's revealed that Scott witnessed the death of Ethan's first son, in which Ethan leaped forward and tried to shield Jason from the car, taking the blunt of the impact. I know this is a tangent, but I don't even fucking care anymore. How did Jason die, but Ethan survives? I know Ethan gets into a coma for a few months, but the car slowed down before it even happened, and Ethan shielded Jason from the impact, so wouldn't he take most of the damage? I think this would have been a lot better if the car itself didn't kill Jason, but instead Ethan attempted protecting him when what got him killed. It also justified the ex-wife's aggression toward Ethan a lot more. Not that I'm saying that women are allowed to be aggressive with their partners, because I think all women are valid and they all have their stories to tell. And also, I read feminist literature, and I am 6'7", so, you know. A lot of characters like this in media either make a good point or sound crazy. And I feel like with him, the part about him testing people with drowning kids, you could argue, doesn't make sense considering his backstory, which would kind of make you feel the opposite. But I'm actually fine with this. It's just more so I don't mind who's someone that's like disturbed having a reason that doesn't really make that much logical sense. But what I do have a problem with is his actions towards Ethan being pretty unjustified and nonsensical, even with his own distorted views. But anyways, luckily Norman tackles Scott and they fight it out while Ethan saves Sean and Madison is somewhere, I guess, being fucking irrelevant as always. I don't know what she's doing right now, honestly. But after Ethan saves Sean's life and Norman attempts to save Scott before Scott immediately tries to kill him again, leading to Scott falling to his death on a grinder, which, in my opinion, this was a wasted opportunity. Why give me a choice to save him if he would just die anyway? I think it would have been more interesting to have him either die or be arrested. I only saved him because I'm pretty sure last time I just let him fall to his death because I'm one of those type of people where, like, if you wrong the character I'm playing as and I like that character, I will go to the ends of the earth to make sure that that character dies. I don't even care how I do it, but I will make it happen. That's just the kind of player I am, which, some may argue I'm playing games wrong, and that's fine. They're probably right at the end. But it does kind of feed into that whole illusion of choice thing, which happens multiple times in this game, which that doesn't happen as much as other games like Telltale games, which I will give Quantic Dream something for. At least they have more choices that actually matter than like most Telltale games. But even after saving him, he still dies anyway. After that, Norman is recognized as the hero that caught the origami killer, the origami killer, the origami killer, whatever you want to call it at this point, because even the game is fucking inconsistent in their pronunciation. Ethan gets his name cleared and he gets his son back, and Madison lives with him. I don't think I talked much about it because it was pretty rushed, but Ethan and Madison have a romance in this story, and for some reason, right after meeting Madison, is willing to constantly put herself in danger, help an armed fugitive, and not report Ethan for fucking murder because she loves him somehow, somewhere. I don't even know anymore. They barely known each other, and all she really did was patch him up like twice before falling in love with him. I could buy Ethan falling for her because he's in a horrible situation by himself, but Madison has no reason to be in love with Ethan so quickly. This issue could have been resolved if they just cut her out of the campaign and made her a well-developed part of Ethan's, if refocusing the relationship for the better. Because as it stands, they kind of just meet, barely speak besides her patching him up. She helps him escape the police like once or twice before they start fucking and then telling him she can't lose him. It's just not very natural. But then again, I don't I don't really know if I'm qualified to say that because of my own personal experience. But anyways, Norma's story also could have been cut and just to give him a strong friendship with Ethan, as well as a more focused personality. Or at least if you're gonna keep his storyline, you focus on his relationship with Blake and how rocky it is that they struggle as partners. But eventually, like I don't know, they'd either develop and grow a mutual understanding and respect without having to necessarily be friends, or you can just have them hate each other more, I guess. I don't even fucking know, but anything's better than the fact that it was a wasted plot line that they established, set up, and then didn't follow through. And because that's what this game does. They establish plot lines that could be interesting and then bitch out because they feel like they have to commit to them and actually write them well. But that's enough bitching about the story. I've gone over the entire game now, so I'm gonna go through sort of like a highlight reel of my experience, so you get the full Heavy Rain playthrough, the full authentic Heavy Rain immersive interactive experience. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is worse than the first. Nah, never mind actually. Nah.
Tell me someone married this see?
Dude, leave him alone. He's a good dad. He would never let anything happen to his kids. Stepmom, please.
Because he's calculating. What the? He just did that in like 30 seconds.
I'm coming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm there.
Careful, okay?
Don't worry, I wouldn't want to be responsible for
Glass
diplomatic incident
plate.
with your mother.
That was the most robot. Wait, hold on.
He's a robot.
Ethan!
That was the most.
What the fuck?
Sean? What's up?
It's Maria.
Dude.
That fucking bird was in there perfectly fine.
Daddy, it's all my fault.
No, it's
Yeah, because you fucking murdered it.
Look at Ethan. He took the blunt of the forest.
Why is that kid standing?
He's like, this is what I always wanted.
He's standing like a
Finally.
JoJo character.
Finally, I'm an only child. What the?
Why are we getting close-ups with these random people? And for this piece of shit.
Hi, Sean.
My dad.
Sean does not give a single fuck.
No, you're not done.
It'll be in the director's cut.
What the?
What?
Dog?
He's broken.
What the?
What the fuck?
Why?
What? He's in a different country.
It's a Silent Hill on the sign.
You can buy my body, Mr. Shelby, but my son is not for sale. Get out of here.
Well, I mean, he's dead.
Get
Why would I want to buy a corpse? You fucking idiot.
I hate the fact this kid has a loving father. Kill him. Oh, here we go again.
The way he's running. Why does he run like that?
Can I skip this? No, okay, never mind. Why are there so many Jamals in this game?
No
We should
way.
be finished soon.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Wait, you can see that?
Like juvenile. we're like this makes me mad. I can't get over
It's actually
this.
just a mirror right there on the
This is
filing
literally
cabinet.
racist.
That's the same.
But meanwhile, every white character.
This isn't even racist.
This is actually racism.
They literally just used the same model.
Why did I make myself look like the most suspicious person? It's almost like there's something that deeper within Ethan that the player doesn't realize at this point.
It's almost
in the
like
current
there's-
time.
Like there's some kind of evil within.
Listen,
There's no way you're gonna pause the game for that shit when you're making the stupidest fucking puns ever.
Look, I think you need to gain control of yourselves.
I'm gonna shoot you. No, but in the original source from Japan, it's like a dragon. Tism?
Look, man. I know.
Just the fries in the bag.
I only have one more
Just
option.
press resume game.
I only have one more game, bro.
Press resume game.
Look, man, this pool looks
Press.
pretty dead. I guess you could say. I guess you could say it's a dead pool. Alright.
The sun's probably just run off and I'll turn up.
I don't want to be friends with you.
Wasn't it enough losing Jason?
Backhand her!
Can we shoot her? Jason left us, bro.
I'll be a good boy. My mom always told me I was a good boy.
Damn. There's no way he'd let you walk up to It's like, you know what, I've had enough of this.
Go right there, bro. Like, look at this camera. This freaky game.
He says while edging.
Bro, this is disgusting, bro. Okay. Please don't
Yeah, I remember
actually
when you
show
got
her
to this
fully
part.
naked. I bet she's gonna get a thorough one, but not Ethan, though. Okay.
Fucking multiple man over here.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait,
What?
wait. Dude.
What the fuck?
This is, oh my god.
What are we doing, guys?
This game.
Jason!
People aren't even standing.
Jason!
Jason, where are you? I can't see you.
Now drop the gun. Drop it, Nathaniel.
Good boy.
You know what would have been crazy if it still had the option for you to shoot it?
He was how to protect women.
When have I ever said that I didn't respect women?
Well, it's just based on your profile and your characterization.
Such as...
You don't treat women with very much respect.
How, though?
Like Trey, you're always
your
disrespecting Trey.
Yeah, well, Trey's a
more
different
than
story.
me.
I wouldn't classify her as a woman. She's more of a annoyance. With me, bitch.
Hey, that's not necessarily you disrespecting women. She's not
Wake
a
the fuck up.
B-word. She's a
What?
strong, independent woman who could stand on her own 2 feet.
There, I don't wanna
She is
Didn't she
not
just
a
try to
female
kill
dog.
herself?
Well, luckily the wounds aren't too deep.
I hear.
Hey,
Yo, dickhead.
Oh, huh. Sorry. Didn't see you. What can I do you for?
What?
Well, unless your name is Sabrina Carpenter, you're not doing me for nothing. Or Jenna Ortega. Or Isabella Mercer. Okay, look, this isn't the point. Alright, let's
Who?
go.
With the frizz? No, what?
I just got a cop killed. I just killed like 3 cops!
W? Bro's got 3 stars at this point.
Now how was I supposed...
I can't believe this driving was so accurate to how you drive in GTA.
You want me to kill you?
Why does almost every male character look at Madison like a sex object in this game?
Well, you gotta remember the guy who made the game.
Single. Was that the first time?
No, I've had sex with... oh, well.
First time you killed somebody.
I was thinking the same thing.
This is like Back to the
Just
Future.
running after him like an android.
What the... Yeah, wait.
Maybe this guy's an android too.
Wait.
Just ate shit.
So you're telling
Whoa!
me that you
Was
could
this Home Alone? It's Home Alone, bro!
This isn't real, bro.
Who has live chickens in a grocery store? What are we, in Vietnam?
I take it back. Norman has the best part of the game. I take it back.
A blam!
Alright, no, I take it back. I take it back. He's alright. I take it back. He's just not...
What a fat fuck.
It looks like we got our organ.
Probably stopped for a bagel,
Don't say
bro.
we. Do not say we got the. No, no.
He probably.
Do you want me to handle them?
Hey, what are you gonna do? Knock him out with a pair of high heels?
That's
Leave it
sexist.
to me. Just be ready to go.
Well,
as
you gotta
soon as
remember the
they
guy
hit
who made this
stairs.
game. So entertaining.
Mr. Kramer?
Shh, this is the best part.
What?
What the
What?
What?
My name is Scott Shell.
Is he an iPad kid? Is this the future?
Investigating the case of the
Is that Henry Stickmin on the wall? Bro, this can't be for real.
That
if you
Asian
insist,
girl
pulls down
came.
pants.
Yeah. And I hate Asians.
A witness saw
What?
little Joseph
Are you
Brown get in the back
Ada
of the
Wong's
door
biggest
lens.
glazer?
That was the last time anybody ever saw it. Now, I know you've been arrested and interrogated until your father made a little phone call and the file was closed. I'd like to hear your version.
What is this? That
if you
Asian
insist,
girl
pulls down
came.
pants.
Yeah. And I hate Asians.
That's all I can do.
You can do more.
How do you feel?
No.
You can feel me.
She just sits there watching him.
Watch him tweak out in his sleep. And you were joking, but she just really just walked around and watched him.
It's not even like she's like reading anything.
I'm gonna go.
But you could stay.
Take care.
No, Sean can wait. Wait, come back. Wait, no. Ethan, you're selling. Bro,
No,
Sean
you guys
can wait a
priorities
few
straight.
hours, bro. Like,
Sean is 1,000,000%
God.
dead, by the way.
no, Sean can wait a couple years, bro. You look to be in a bit of trouble.
Only I could say something.
If only
What should
there
I
was
say?
something I could
What should
do.
I say? What
If
should
only
I say?
there was something
No, I can't go with
could
that
do.
decision. No, that wouldn't fit the scenario.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
What could I say?
On second thought, if we go down this path,
Most important thing is to grip the club correctly.
I thought that was going a completely different direction.
so he told you to get the balls from the basket and to grip it. That is the thinnest fucking, like, handle part
Alright,
of a golf club I've
Joel
ever
won.
seen.
Ethan, they're coming!
Oh, so am I, Madison.
Never mind. I was gonna say something, but then you were gonna get fucking, like, a turn on or some shit.
What?
I was gonna say, what if fucking, what's her face is the origami killer, and you'd probably be like, it's fine, we can let her go.
What's your face?
Madison.
I wish.
Chat, as you can see, the case is airtight.
Tight.
Stop the car. Stop the fucking car!
What is wrong with you?
This one's Sarah. And a little one. That's Cindy. Please, man. I want to see them
Sarah and
again.
Cindy is a fire name combo.
Please don't shoot.
Chat, are we killing this guy? Oh, chat, I'm not killing this guy.
I'm a father.
This is like Tom Holland Spider-Man and MJ levels of just like, bro, what?
Bro, like, come on, be so fucking for real.
And then she's like, okay, so I know I did all those things to you. And then she expects you to forgive her, and then after all this is over, get married or something just because she's hot and sexy and hot? She's absolutely right.
Yeah, for real. Bro, I was waiting for you to, I was waiting for an opportunity for you, like, alright, let's forgive her.
I'm so sorry.
Continue the case.
Are we silly? And then of course the camera. Oh my, David, bro, David.
He whips out the gun and shoots her.
I'm gonna go find something.
Imagine
to
he
eat.
Could you
gives you the
imagine?
choice.
Wait for me.
No, but it's us playing Madison and like we get to dodge it. Could you imagine?
That would be very. Oh. Wow,
what?
switch without even giving us a.
You need me alive.
Holy fuck!
Like the Van Halen song? Oh, he's fucking. How is he not like concussed
You know
or
what's so
something?
funny? He fell off like he fully expected to kill himself. like, he went backwards with that pose. Stop the car.
Taxi.
Get out.
Get out the fucking car.
GTA. Goodbye.
No, I was literally about to say that. Parts where like they actively go against each other.
Yeah.
Also, was that doorknob in the middle of the door?
I'm
What?
sorry, Scott.
What?
You should have listened to me, Mr. Shelby.
What the f?
I told you to drop the investigation.
There
Your son is a serial
is
killer.
absolutely zero shot.
Blake, you are an unbalanced, psychopathic asshole.
But
And you're
not
saying he was?
understanding.
No. He has absolutely no reason.
But his
and-
dad didn't help.
He didn't do shit either.
He tried.
No, he didn't. He sat there and be like, "Yo, how can I help you?" Like, go
And
get
he
someone.
tried to ask for
Right.
help, and the help didn't help.
He should have been the help.
Also, you don't understand. He was trying.
He's about as
to...
useful as all those other people.
Also, you don't understand. It's an.
No, shut the fuck up. Shut up. I'm not doing this.
It's, it's him punishing fathers for not appreciating their children enough.
Maybe he should be punishing himself for not even attempting to help.
He tries to pull, but it just wasn't enough.
Maybe you should go open the other window, just in case.
The origami killer's apartment. There must be something that'll tell me where Sean Mars is.
Now, why the fuck would you close the door? Also, apparently on David Cage's biography on Wikipedia, down at the bottom, there's like allegations about him saying, like about like toxic work environment, and him saying that he referred to all of the female characters in his games as whores, and that the fucking, what's it called? Dream something, like the company. He said, like, apparently there's like an alleged quote that they don't make games for fags. it was all like,
Alright, well, this is actually what I'm gonna do.
there's no way. There's no fucking, yo, use the water. There's no shot.
Well,
You're gonna be stuck in there for hours.
when things go bad,
Kills you
we
fast.
go red. She is dead. I just got her
No.
killed.
Refrigerators are actually like pretty durable.
Did you not?
Wait, how the fuck did she get out of there?
No, no.
Ling Ling? There's no way.
Ooh. What?
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 Editor, clip that. Yeah, you see, I wasn't paying attention.
Too busy checking out Madison, as always.
No, I realized she was on screen and I was like, alright, this part doesn't matter.
What the? I did your stupid trials, man!
W?
Norman, I take it all back.
This is a Sony game, so, like, of all of it, he's
the wait,
last.
I'm not gonna lie. Norman has earned my respect. He may be retarded and pretending to be Boston.
Bro, he came
but
out of
he
nowhere.
saved Ethan, bro. That was goated. Oh, never mind. He was
The way this
retarded.
damn it.
Oh, let's try.
I mean, yeah, great.
Successful resolution of this case.
Who picked these fucking headshots, bro?
You look at that picture. you wanna know what that picture looks like? You
What?
you know that one you know that one meme of Donkey from Shrek?
Of the what?
You know that one meme of Donkey from Shrek?
Yeah.
Of Ethan Mars.
Dude, if you can, bro, make his face in that picture the thumbnail for your video.
Just don't show me his face again. I just can't look.
No, he's gonna be on. Okay, good.
Let's just say a friend of a friend let me jump in line. If we like it, it's ours.
Hey, Dad! I think I found my room!
Well, what do you think?
It's perfect, Ethan. We'll be able to forget what happened. We'll lead a normal life. And one day, it'll all just seem like a bad dream. We've earned the right to be happy now, Ethan. All three of us.
Alright, well, that was the end of the video. Thank you all for continuing to support the channel. I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully. Stick around, please. I need subscribers, I need views, I need likes, I need comments, I need shares. And I appreciate each and every one of you so, so much. And yeah. And also, I just graduated high school. Fuck yeah! But also, if there's any women out there, I am 6'8". I do have a lot of money. And I am a modern day feminist. So I would really appreciate if you could, like, hit me up, you know?